lot of ways to make hardwave music and a lot of producers have their own style. Today I'm going to show you my style of making hardwave music in Vital and Logic Pro. Bear in mind that whatever I do in this tutorial is spontaneous to show that it's up to your creativity to make the hardwave that you want. Here's a drum loop that I made in Machine in Logic Pro. I'm gonna just let you guys listen to this hardwave drum loop that I made. So this is how the pattern of the trap drum looks like. If you guys are interested to get this Machine and Logic Pro template, it's available on my Ko-fi page. I'll leave the link down in the description box below. It's just going for $1, so if you guys can support me, that would be great. So the first part of the melody, what I'm trying to make is a very basic melody that I'm going to use like a keys kind of sound. Now over here I have a synth and I have Vital loaded. Now over here I have this key sounding kind of patch that I just made in Vital. Now let me just record something, so you guys bear with me while I'll find out a melody for this and we'll move on to that. So I'm just going to turn down the velocities to make it sound more natural. I'm going to increase this up by 1 octave. So this one I'm going to bring up. So this one I'm just going to dequantize a little bit. And I'm gonna bring this octave down, so since we have a full chord right now. Next thing I want to do is I'm just going to add an EQ, because later on we're going to be putting some Reese basses. So I'm just going to cut a bit of the low ends. This will make the sound a little bit more thin, but you can balance it out later in the mix. As you can see, there's unwanted frequencies over here, so let's just cut it off. So I think that's good enough as a base starting point for your first scene. Second thing is I'm going to load up another synth. I'm going to create a MIDI region. I am going to use something like a pad kind of sound. So let's try something that I have. We can try this atmospheric pad. I'm just going to reduce the attack a little bit, reduce the release. Probably just reduce the mix of the delay. I'm just gonna copy this MIDI down so I can take the bass notes for this. Let's open up both synth and compare the EQ over here. As you can see, this is how I balance my EQs for stacking synth melodies. I have a previous tutorial on how to do wave melodies and the basic principles of stacking melodies. I'll leave the video up here. Right, the next thing I want to do is to have a Reese bass. Now, this is very important for hardwave music because Reese bass is something that glues the melodies and the drums together. And let's try something from one of my patches. This bass sounds really good. I think I'm going to use this one. So from this preset, I just want to reduce the release because I want it to make it more tighter and reduce the attack a little bit. Let's just record something in. I think I'm just going to increase the glide a little bit here and probably open up the bass a little bit on the higher ends. One way to do next is add an EQ to balance out the sound. It's good to solo out your synth at this point so that you don't get distracted by the drums. Now for the bass, sometimes you might want to add a saturator. I'm using a free saturator and I'll leave the link down below in the description box. It's called the TDRS VOS Slick EQ. So this is without desaturation. And this is with the saturation. It's very subtle, but it makes a lot of difference, especially if you're trying to balance out EQs in your melody stack itself. I'm just going to reduce the voicing to maybe 3 because I don't want it to be too wide, and I'm just going to reduce the main voicing to probably 3 as well, and let's see how it sounds. Now we're starting to lose a bit of the bass here. I'm just going to go back to the EQ. I'm going to work on to a lead now. I think the lead is one of the most important things about Hardwave. It could be something more sharp, more to the edge kind of sound. I have some Supersaw patches that I made in Vital. Now again, if you guys are interested to get the Supersaw pack I've done in Vital, there are like 15 Supersaw sounds here. It's gonna be priced next year when my online store is up, but for now I'm giving it away free together with the Reese bass pack. You guys can download it for free. The link is in the description box below. Let's just try something here. Let's try this patch called New Divide. Let's try this. We have something over here. Just gonna bring out the down, just try it. Right now, there is an EQ on. I'm just going to turn on all EQs again and let's see where it stands. I think I want to have more higher ends on this. Just going to add a bit more drive. One last thing I want to add is the Arps. This is going to be something more melodic. We can always find some movement in the track with Arps. I'm just going to choose another Supersaw kind of lead. Oh, this one's dope. It's called OD1 Kenobi. Just going to reduce the attack. Just going to reduce this more like a plucky sound. With this patch, I'm just gonna load up an arpeggiator. can see that the arps and the leads are clashing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to widen the arp right now. I'm going to use a VST called Wider by Polyverse Music. This is going to widen the arp and it's free for download. I'll leave the link in the description below. I'm also going to add a reverb on this because I think it will sound more dreamy. So let's play it again with the reverb. This is a TAL reverb plugin. And I'm going to adjust the up here again because it sounds a bit too random. Let's try this one. So you can see right now I'm playing with the levels of the synth itself to balance out the EQ and also the volume of it and to see which one is going to be the forefront. Right now the forefront for me is the Supersaws, which is synth 3, and then next would be the Arps, and then will come in the pads and the main melody. So let's listen to how it sounds right now. The last thing I want to do is to add a sidechain towards the kick of the drums for all these instruments. So what I usually do is I have synths and the bass. I'm just gonna stereo out and change this to a bus, which is bus number 20, and all of the output will go to this bus 20, and I'll just rename it as sidechain. And I'll add this as a sidechain unit towards the Nicky Romero's Kickstart 2. So I'm just gonna run it through this audio DR1, which is my kicks, and I'm just gonna change it to audio, and you can hear the difference now. Can always play around the mix to get sort of like get a feel, and then I'm just gonna play with the volume again. And then you can always put in the main melody and the pads as the intro, and then it comes into the main beat. Of course, towards the end, you can always automate with filters, add with macros. I'll leave a video on how I use macros to morph my synth up here. I did it previously. This tutorial is just a basic on how I create Hardwave melodies at the top of my head. So before I go, let's just listen to the whole melody stack together with the drums one more time. I hope you guys find this Hardwave tutorial very useful and have a basis of how to do Hardwave itself. If you guys have any thoughts or ideas, please feel free to comment down below. Or you guys can follow me on Instagram at Vibesynthetic, where I make a lot of synth design tips for Vital and Massive. I hope to connect with you guys on social media. So before you go, if you like this video, remember to like and subscribe to my channel. Hit the post notification bell button so that whenever I release wave tutorials, you guys will get notified. I'm Vibesynthetic. I hope to see you guys on the next video. It's been a pleasure to give you a Hardwave tutorial like this. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out.